Hi guys, it's Nick with another free video from Edinburgh Youth Theatre, and today we're going to be doing step 4 of our character development. So now that we've built our character and we know what they look and sound like, it's now time to get to know them a bit better, which is why we're going to write their backstory. This means we're going to be exploring exactly who they are and what kind of a person they are. For this session, all you're going to need is your notes from the previous weeks and a pen and paper. So why write a backstory? Writing a backstory for our characters helps us to make important decisions about them, which not only helps us when we're acting, but also just makes the character loads more interesting. In a minute, I'm going to give you the main points to think about when you're creating this character's backstory. And these are just the main points, so when you've come up with the answers for these, you can then start to come up with loads of other bits of information about them. And you can be as creative with it as you want. They could be a billionaire superhero that owns an island in the Caribbean, or they could be an alien from a galaxy far, far away who has disguised himself as a human being and has come to holiday in Edinburgh. So it's up to you. You can be as creative and out there as you want, or you can be totally realistic about it and try to make them, a realistic person. So the first thing I want you to make a decision about, and this is going to be totally obvious, I want you to give them a name. And you might have done this already, but I want you to give them a first and a last name. Think of a name that really suits them, suits their personality, suits the way that they look. So the next thing I want you to choose, and again, this is going to be totally obvious, I want you to make a decision on their age. And I want it to be exact. I don't want it to be they're a teenager or they're in their 20s. I want you to say they are 23 or they are 17. So pick an exact age. And from that age, maybe you can also figure out their exact birthday. Now, the next thing you might have chosen already when we were giving the character an accent, but I want you to make a decision on where they are from. And you can change this. We're still developing these characters, so you can change your mind on things, that's totally fine. Now, if they're from outside of Edinburgh or from somewhere that you maybe don't know very well, it'd be cool if you could do some research on that place. So you could do an internet search, look up some pictures of the place, just so you have this image of where your character is from in your head, and that's going to help you when you're performing as them. Now, I want you to think about their profession or job. So what do they do for a living? Are they young and in school? If so, are they in primary school? Are they in high school? And what primary or year are they in? Now, if you've chosen their age, then this is going to be really easy to work out. So yeah, pick, are they in primary 7 or are they in S6? If they're older, what job do they have? Do they love their job or do they hate their job? So make a decision and write that down as well. Next, I want you to make a list of their hobbies and interests. So what do they do in their spare time? What do they like to do? Do they love music? Do they play any instruments? Are they really good at speaking languages? Maybe they like to travel the world. Maybe they used to be an athlete, or maybe they are a competing athlete. So make a list of all the things that they're interested in and love doing, and this is going to tell us loads about them. And the last of these main points is I want you to think about their friends and family. Do they have any family? If so, who do they live with? Do they get on with their family? How many friends do they have? Who's their best friend? Maybe you can come up with a name for some of these family members and friends. Or are they a really lonely person who prefers to be by themselves? So what we're trying to do here is work out how they get on with other people. And once you've written all these things down, we have got a really good basic knowledge of who this character is now. And like I said at the start, you can come up with loads more about them. You can write loads more facts about them. Maybe you can think about their relationships. Maybe you can write some stories like about their friends. You can write about why they get on with their friends or why they don't get on with their family. You can write about why they live where they live, or why they do the job that they do. You can sort of stretch out these facts and make them much, much more detailed. And again, this just makes the character much more interesting. And the last thing you can do, if you're feeling up to it, is you could write a diary entry from their perspective. You can write it as if you are the character, so you say I instead of they. And this helps us to sort of understand what a day in the life of this character is like. You know, again, it just helps you to get to know them a bit better. So have fun with it. You can be as creative as you want with it. And this is a really nice opportunity for you to create this whole other world that's different from your own. And again, let us know how you get on. We'd love to hear from you. Next week, we're going to try and put all of these things together, their physicality, their voice, all of this information that we've just come up with. And we're going to see if we can live as this character for a little chunk of time. So I will see you next week.